Thank you for the introduction, Jess. I'm Chris Stojcevski at from Sharesight. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today. This is our first time speaking at the Advisor Innovation Summit, and the main reason we're sort of talking today is due to strong demand from financial advisors. So to give a bit of an introduction about Sharesight, we've sort of got two products: Sharesight, which is our product for self-directed investors, and Sharesight Pro, which is our professional product, which is being built for financial advisors. So in terms of our professional product, we've sort of built it on feedback from advisors. They're seeking an off-platform solution, and that's sort of when we come into play. So there's three core reasons as to why an advisor would use Sharesight Pro, and I'm going to touch on most of them today. But the main ones are for data aggregation, aggregating all of a client's investment data. The other aspect of it is performance reporting and a client portal. And thirdly, for our customizable reports, which I'll go through today. In terms of Sharesight as a business, we started in Wellington, New Zealand, approximately 13 years ago. And more recently, we've sort of expanded globally. So we're a SaaS product. And just this week, we hit 300,000 users around the globe. So moving on to the next slide. Pretty stock standard stuff, but just a disclaimer to sort of say that anything I talk about is general in nature today. Moving on to a graph, which I like to start off with from our friends at Advisor Ratings. So in terms of what's happening in the financial advice landscape, there's, as most of you know, there's a high percentage of advisors that are considering leaving the industry. So the main sort of incumbents I've sort of listed here from Advisor Ratings, and you can sort of see AMP is expected to lose the most advisors, whereas Hub24 and Wealth02 on a lower scale. So one of the key reasons that advisors are leaving is due to increased cost pressures, which I'll sort of touch on throughout this presentation. But moving on to the next slide, just a little bit of a teaser here, 3,836. So obviously this is a dollar amount, so I'll touch base as to what this amount means throughout the presentation. But I'll dive into our product a little bit more at Sharesight. So I'll go to the next slide. So in terms of our capabilities, we do comprehensive performance reporting. We have multi-period reporting, diversity and contribution analysis. So one of the beautiful things about our reports is they're customizable, they're white labeled, and you can generate them as at any date range. So you can actually go into Sharesight, nominate the date range, and generate the report at your own convenience. And for those advisors that want to share a portfolio with a client, their clients can sort of do the same as well. And in addition to the reports I mentioned, we also do tax reporting, so taxable income, historical costs, which is the cost base, capital gains, and unrealized CGT. Moving on, we also most recently launched the Multiperiod report. This has sort of come off a lot of feedback from advisors. So we are a SaaS business, and we're very mindful of the feedback that we receive. So a lot of advisors are sort of looking for a report where they can compare a client's portfolio against a benchmark or an index over a number of years. So we've recently built this report on the back of that feedback. We've also got more features as part of Sharesight. So I'll move on to the next slide, which sort of goes through our powerful features. So we support over 40 stock markets and global currencies. Here in Australia, we support M funds and managed funds as well. And yeah, mutual funds across various other countries, including Canada and the UK. And we're expecting that list of supported instruments to continue to grow. We also have capabilities to sort of look after unlisted investments. Say, for example, a client who'd want to track their investment property, that can also be captured into Sharesight. We also get automatic price updates, currency effects, dividends, dividend reinvestment plans. You can sort of turn them on and off within Sharesight, and we also handle corporate actions. We've also got an open API, so we're noticing more and more financial advisors are accessing our API either to push data into Sharesight or to pull it out. I'll move on to the next slide. We've got cash account integration. So for those advisors that are looking for an off-platform solution, we have the most popular integration, Macquarie CMA. So all of the data from Sharesight syncs across to Macquarie. We also do have an integration with Xero, who has been a long-term partner of ours, and we're noticing more advisors actually take advantage of Xero Cashbook. So both of these integrations are available for advisors and their clients looking for an off-platform solution. Moving on, in terms of Sharesight, the main use case that an advisor would sort of use us is, the fact that we're in the cloud. We're not sort of a desktop application. We're a software that's saved and stored in the cloud, which is accessible anytime and anywhere. There's portfolio sharing facilities, so a financial advisor can set up multiple staff members. If they've got an accountant that they collaborate with, they can give them access as well. And also their clients, they can set up with, read and write or admin access. And then the main reason that we're sort of being used is to reduce costs. So we're a monthly subscription model, so there's no sort of long-term cost associated with Sharesight, and we just charge that ongoing service fee. We don't charge any custodial or administration fees that some of the wrap platforms do charge. So I'll move on to the next slide, which is one of my favorite slides, and it's why are financial advisors moving away from the wrap platform. So there are some statistics around this. So currently it's estimated that approximately 20 to 25% of advisors have clients that aren't using a platform, so holding investments either directly with a fund manager or a stockbroker. So one of the main reason that advisors are sort of moving off platform is increased cost pressures, which I'll show you in the next slide. So we've put this comparison together as to 3 of the most popular wrap platforms here in Australia, estimating a $1.5 million balance. So what we've sort of done is we've compared our annual fee. So we charge $12 per month per client, which totals 144. If you have more clients with us, obviously it's a discount, but this is sort of the most an advisor would pay. And then we've sort of compared that price to 3 of the most popular wrap platforms. And we've only included their administration costs. So there's other fees that they may charge, which aren't sort of calculated as part of this, but the dollar amount, which I sort of touched on before, is the cost difference between platform number 1 and us. So as you can see, there's a significant difference in cost. I'll move on to the next slide. Is it time to unwrap the administration platforms? We're a little bit biased because obviously we've got an off-platform solution, but if you do a deeper dive into it, we think it is, and that's sort of where I'll share one of my other slides, which details the cost saving and margin, and the margins basically of us versus a platform. So, using a $1.5 million balance and the average fees that are charged, you can see the substantial difference in how much your clients would actually lose in platform fees over a 10-year period. So it's quite substantial. So from an advisor perspective, there's a huge service proposition in taking clients off platform, either directly with a fund manager or with a stockbroker, and then using someone like Sharesight for your reporting capabilities. And then I'll move on to my final slide, which is where you can get a little bit more information about Sharesight. So we have a 30-day free trial of our software, which you can access pro.sharesight.com. So you can sign up anytime at your own convenience, and there's no sort of commitment to give your bank details or credit cards. You just get 30 days and you can put a few clients in there and test it out. Or alternatively, if you'd like a demonstration of our software, you can send me an email at sales@sharesight.com, and I'll personally reply back to you, and we can have a confidential discussion and see whether Sharesight is a good fit for you and your business. But thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll hand over back to Jess now.